Bukit Gasing is one of the most popular hiking spots in Kuala Lumpur. In this video, I'll share with you my first-hand experience and showing you how to navigate your way around Bukit Gasing. First, I'll show you 3 hiking trails that I've walked through. All these trees are common trails located at different parts of Bukit Gasing. Next, I'll show you the different entrances into this area, and each entrance had its own pros and cons, and I'll list them out for your reference. The first one is how to get to the suspension bridge. You can easily access it from any entrance, and today I'll be starting my hike from the Bukit Gasing entrance. The trail is nicely paved right after the entrance, but there's only a short stretch. It's about 50 to 100 meters, and then it quickly transforms into a real forest trail. Roughly 200 meters in, you'll come to a crossroad and a gazebo. To get to the suspension bridge, take the path on the left, heading uphill. And if you take the trail next to the gazebo instead, the one will then lead you to the Indian temple. There are signboards and maps along the way, but unfortunately, most of the maps are labeled incorrectly. Thankfully, someone has gone ahead and corrected them. The trail is mostly made up of multiple flights of stairs. Eventually, you reach a viewpoint at the top. If you sit on the platform facing outward, the trail that leads to the suspension bridge will be right behind you. If you take the trail on the left, then the one will lead you to the fence trail and eventually to the Kerinchi entrance. The easiest way to get to the suspension bridge is to take the middle trail. If there's a junction, just stay on the middle path. Not far from there, you'll reach a popular junction where people usually sell ice creams and drinks in the morning, especially on weekends. To continue to the suspension bridge, take the left turn at the junction, and shortly after, you come to another fork with benches and stools. Again, take the left turn and go straight for about 10 minutes, and that will bring you to the final destination, the suspension bridge.
我让你坐前面吗？这次的不是我一个人。上次这个小东西。
After crossing the bridge, you arrive at a place the local call it Stairway to Heaven. It is a great spot to train your stamina, as there are 2 small peaks to climb. And after the first peak, you have to go downhill and cross a small stream before climbing the second one. Once you have conquered that, keep walking downward and you end up back at the last junction just before the suspension bridge. It is basically a loop. In fact, the highest point of the trail, which is the second peak, isn't very tall. It's only about 115 meters above sea level. From there, I just retraced the same hiking trail back to the entrance. The total distance is slightly over 5 kilometers. Besides the suspension bridge trail, there's another less popular trail that will lead you to the Indian temple. If you enter from the main entrance of Bukit Gasing and keep to the right, you'll find a set of trails that will lead you to the temple as well as the Shabas Reservoir. It's less popular compared to the one leading to the suspension bridge. There are also fewer people using it, so the paths are narrower and less clearly marked. The trails also include more uphill sections, making it a little bit challenging for beginners. When I was there, several fallen trees blocked the path, and I had to climb over them to continue. The trail eventually led me to the temple, but I didn't exit though. Instead, I followed the path all the way to the Shabas Reservoir. Oh. And I walk along the fence of the reservoir and later re-enter the jungle again, where the climb becomes steep. And at one point, I had to hold on to the rope to get up. Wow!
那也蛮漂亮的风景。
他刚刚跟你讲的那条路线就是过那边哈，但问题不是啊，你是去本土。
不是那个。
After that, I walked on the Taman road again before enter the jungle once again, and finally return to the starting point. Oh, 从这边出来，明白了。现在我明白了。这边出来。If you come from Bukit Kerinchi's entrance, the area before entering the jungle trail is a well-maintained part of the park. The park featuring benches, gazebos, and there's a picnic area. There are a few trailheads that will lead you into the jungle trail, and I took the one that is just about a minute from the abandoned house near the sign marking the border between Kuala Lumpur and Selangor. From here, the trail will eventually lead to the Kuala Lumpur site, where it merges with the junction heading towards the suspension bridge. I follow that path and eventually lead me to the intersection where people were selling ice creams and drinks, as I mentioned earlier. From here, I didn't take a left turn towards the suspension bridge because I've been there. So instead, I took the right turn and returned to the Kerinchi side using a different trail. The scenery over here is quite different, with bamboo bushes, and a steep downhill section that is pretty slippery. Eventually, it will lead us back to the recreational park right at the starting point of the steel bridge. There are many entrances to Gasing Hill, but the main entrance at the Bukit Gasing site is the most popular one. there is a parking area located just about 100 meters away on the right side if you face the entrance. The parking area also has a toilet, so you can make use of it before entering the hill for hiking. The only problem of this entrance is that the parking area is quite small. Fortunately, you can park along the road in front of the entrance as long as your car does not cause any obstruction. Next, Pantai Hill Park entrance. Now this entrance is at the opposite side of the condominium in Bangsa, but it is not an official entrance and it is just a small Bukit Gasing trail that starts from the roadside. So there are plenty of parking space along the road, but being it is unofficial, there's no toilet facilities. And then there's another official entrance at the Bukit Kerinchi site. This is the official entrance and is located at the opposite side of the hill from the Bukit Gasing entrance. There is a large parking lot just right in front of the steel bridge. There's a metal steel bridge which leads you into the forest park. And if you don't want to use the bridge, there's an alternate path you can take after passing the security checkpoints. Inside the park is like a garden, and there are benches, gazebo, picnic spots, and there's a toilet. You can also enter from the entrance near to the suspension bridge. This entrance is located just beside the suspension bridge and is next to some bungalows. It is pretty inconvenient because there's no official parking over here and there's no toilet facilities. However, if you have reached the suspension bridge for your hike and feel too tired to return to the main Bukit Gasing entrance, you can exit here and simply walk through the residential area to your left, and then eventually you will reach the Bukit Gasing entrance. I've covered all the major entrances of Bukit Gasing along with most of the popular trails inside the hill. And for your convenience, I've added the GPS location for all the entrances in the description below the video. Hope that these videos will be helpful and hope you enjoy your hiking adventure, and who knows, maybe one day I'll see you there. Bye.